lot to speak about, and we do have an expert who is going to answer all our questions. Dr. Hanady, let's talk first about the Enterprise Development Agency and its role in absorbing all the problems, all the difficulties in front of the new entrepreneurs or the startups because of the vital importance of their role in developing our economy at large.
Okay, first of all, our economy is, just facing a big and a huge crisis since the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's why the entrepreneurship and the SMEs projects, it's totally very important these days, according to help our economy with our youth. Exactly, our President, Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, is always, support the youth to start their business. Their small and intermediate business nowadays, just the new generations, they have a lot of ideas, and they are a lot of, they are innovative and creative for new ideas, especially from the digital marketing, because of COVID-19 pandemics, and that makes them to start thinking out of the box, and that helps our economy to have any type of incomes that help them, especially individual first for their life and so they can support this financial pandemic actually we are facing these days. And I'm very happy about this. The new generations, they are starting always thinking about Dr. Hanady, we are looking to have our own business. We need to make a startup companies. That means that their mindset is starting to change, not just to be have an employee. I need to be an employee and admit my CVs in here and there. So that means this new track that our country is trying to help the youth to start their own business. Of course, it will help the economy.
What changed this culture? I mean, what pushed them to follow these tips? Is it financial inclusion and knowing well that they are going to be included under a public or a state's umbrella, so they are not going to be at risk, knowing well that whenever they are going to go the first step, they are going to be helped or supported? What?
From my opinion, I think that Egypt is a very lucky country during the COVID-19 because the financial inclusions was starting before the COVID-19. Yes, especially in the central bank, okay? And the central bank is keep helping all the people about the financial conclusion. Once we start the COVID-19 pandemic, that's why the culture start to change, because when you have, psychologically, once you have a risk, you start to think how to protect yourself. So the Egyptian society, they found that there is a risk, and they start to think how I can pass this, this area from my life. That's why the culture start to change. And of course, as we know, to change a mindset for a society, it takes little bit time, which is 2 to 3 years. And this is what happens in Egypt, and especially the new generations. If you can talk with the new generations, start the teenagers, even the teenagers, they start have their own business, in social medias, and they start to think out of the box. No, when I wanted to graduate from my university, I will start my own business. This is very good, and that helps also the unemployment that we can face.
This was going to be my coming question regarding unemployment and the needs of our market, because this is very important to fill this gap. I mean, it's not only about studying. Of course, studying and education is very important, but vocational training is also very important, and to turn the theory into practice, and to benefit from all what you are studying, whether in at schools, as you've kindly mentioned, or in the universities, in the future career of all these youth. Tell me about that.
This is very critical. When we are just delivering any subject, as you mentioned right now, the academic part in our life and the learning, it's 100%, it's must, okay? But the hands-on experience, it's more important, because the science is available and everyone, he can read about any science, just Google it, okay? But when you have the hands-on experience because of the culture, for example, if we are talking about the human resources in any organizations, you can implement the human resources management easily. But do you know the culture of these organizations? The people style, the people type, how they are thinking, like and dislike. This is we are a huge country, and we have our, you know, our private culture. So that means when we start building our generations or the future leaders, we have to give them both. The academic part, this is the science, dear students or dear audience, and this is the hands-on experience, which will help him or her to start her life, and this is what they are facing out after they are graduating from the university, and just they have the science, they start telling you what, oh, this is what we studied, but not matching the life, the working life,
the practical life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, so that's, we have to make the balance. You know, this is very important.
Very important, and you are telling me that the lecture or lecturing in our universities turned to be such like a think tank, like brainstorming.
Case studies.
Case studies.
Yes,
true?
It has to be, yes, exactly. Especially, you know, the management style, because he has to just feel it, how we can manage this. Even when we have a critical issue, how are you going to make a decision, and when, and how? I want to be a leader, Dr. Hanady. Okay. That leadership is a talent, but you can improve it and you can, you know, develop it. Okay, how can I have an emotional...
Leadership is genetic or acquired?
It is a genetic.
And acquired?
And acquired.
In a way?
Yes, of course, absolutely. Because if you go to the, you know, nursery, you can find a leader, by the way. He's just a small boy and all the class is following him, because he's influencer. And after that, we can just, you know, teach him how to be a proper leader with some a little bit of, you know, tuning and lecturing him. He will be a great leader.
But you know what you're telling me also is saying that whenever we do have small and medium enterprises, and this is a trend right now, meaning that we also know how to work in teams.
Of course.
Because teamwork is a key word. And when there is this kind of harmony, cohesion, and coherence with among the partners, different partners, even if they are 2 or 3, this is going to lead to new successes.
Yes.
Have we achieved that on the ground?
Actually, in the universities nowadays, the majors in the universities become increase and increase. And regarding that, we are, you know, making our lectures based on case studies. My advice, and all my, you know, my colleagues in this field, we are working to be subgroups, please, guys. Even in, you know, the postgrads, not only the undergrads, okay? Once they start working in groups, there will be a brainstorming. So when we have a brainstorming, you're going to have an amazing case studies solutions. But when you have a one or individual thinking, I didn't
It's
mean
not
here,
a one-man show anymore.
Yes, exactly. It's not a one-man show. But sometimes some characters, according to, you know, genetic, he cannot work in a team, so he has a problem. This type of personalities. He said always, I couldn't work in a team. I have a problem. There's a clashes. Sometimes, you know, it's very healthy for him to start a new talent. How to deal, communication skills, emotional intelligence. How I can, you know, no, there is no, I'm always telling this, there is no a bad employee. All of us, we have the advantages and disadvantages. Why we get all of this in one pool and start, you know, exchange our experience, all of us, we will be benefit at the end.
And this is what we call also corporate social responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
When the big multinational, you name it, companies are giving these training courses or vocational courses for people, they are going with the youth, of course. Here, I'm talking about this category in specific because they are the future of our country.
Of course,
they are going to discover the benefits or the advantages and disadvantages, the merits and the demerits, and they are going to work on them, so they are going to achieve a lot. True?
Yes, very true. Training and development, it's a very important arm in the organizations. And you know, just really I feel sad when the business owners, they want to reduce the cost, and they said stop training, okay, for a while, but not forever. Because training and development, it's a big industry, big field, and you're supposed to train the people and then develop them. So because they will be the future leaders.
Amen to that. And let's take the example, as we were speaking before being on air, about Damietta, because there was a very important meeting President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi had or presided with the Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, Dr. Manan Mikhail, the governor of Damietta, to turn the national Damietta furniture project into an integrated industrial hub for furniture. And he had his very clear directives to continue with social dialogue with the craftsmen, those who are just giving us wonderful, unique products. And he told them that they should continue on the right path and giving the maximum support, not only to meet the local markets needs, but to invade new markets worldwide. How do you see this, and how do you see this as an example which should be implemented all over Egypt?
It was a very clever idea, because if you go back a little bit, you're going to find that we lost the handicraft in Damietta especially, and also in another handicraft, you know, just the technicians and something like that, because of our culture again. All the people, all the Egyptians, they thought that all of us, we have to be, you know, studied in the universities. I'm not against to study in the universities, but it is the capabilities. So if you have this talent, you have, you know, the science talent. Some people, they have this, and some people, they have the art talent. And this is it's amazing. Why Damietta doesn't come back again? So it is
coming back.
I know.
Unemployment rate there is 0%.
Oh, okay. Great.
0%.
Yes, exactly.
And since you're telling me so, I think when we had exhibitions like Turathuna or Our Heritage, and when you found people coming, or Egyptians coming from all over the country with their products, I think this is another proof that we can achieve miracles if just we are on the right track.
Exactly.
If you agree with me on that.
Yes, absolutely, because also the media, it needs to be a little bit, you know, spot the light to the Damietta and about the handcraft projects and how it will be, you know, affect our country. And even himself, he will be, you know, experts in these areas. And this is what I'm always telling, that you have to understand yourself first. Know yourself first. Where is your if we make a SWOT analysis about ourselves, why we don't work on our strength. I'm strength in this area. That doesn't mean because
points of weakness and
yes,
points
of course.
Of
this is that's why I'm telling all the people, they are, you know, working in handicraft. This is an amazing talent. God just, you know, it's a gift. It's a blessing from God. Exactly.
And to add to what we were just saying, another visit by the president to El-Minya. This was also another example of how the state is keen to support all the small and medium enterprises, all the NGOs, all the even the volunteering culture is there in Upper Egypt. Upper Egypt, unfortunately, for decades suffered negligence. Now the case is totally different.
Yes.
And when you go to Bani Suef, to El-Minya, to Asyut, you are gonna be surprised with the way the youth are looking even to their future. If you want to elaborate on this.
Upper Egypt is a treasury, Nermeen. I can tell this, you know, it's a gift from God again, and why we don't go to this direction. And the people, we are just centralized in Cairo, Giza, that's it. That's why the population here is, we are almost, you know, so why we don't move to the Upper Egypt and all Egypt governance? Why not? Why we are not working? Why we are not thinking about out of the box? So just we are following the success stories, and if the success stories, you know, said to be in Cairo, all the youth is staying in Cairo. No, we can be success people in all over the world, not only in Egypt, but try to find your strength area and work on it. This is what I'm always keep saying to the youth people.
And this is implemented on the ground, by the way. And with Decent Life Initiative in specific, I think, which is really serving more than 50 million Egyptians, Egyptians knew that they are supported, they are given a hand, and that there is a real will from the political leadership to turn the image, to turn their life, or to take them to another stage of better life. How do you see the role of Decent Life Initiative in this?
Actually, I see that Egypt is now in a different era because of our, government, and Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is always supporting the youth, always supporting. Also, we cannot forget the women. He is always, the women empowerment and the youth.
It was 2017, empowering youth
and
women.
Yes, exactly.
It was our year.
Yes, exactly. So why we don't use this huge support from our president, the government also, the financial inclusions. We have taxations, even the taxes is also our president is trying to help us to start our, small and medium or SMEs projects. So why we don't, he just giving his hand, and we have to continue this journey.
We will, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah, I'm sure.
I enjoyed my time.
Thank you very much.
And I love the smile.
Thank you.
It seems that we are very much optimistic and we are going to achieve success, inshallah, with more and more efforts on the ground.
Inshallah.
Well, we were very much delighted to have with us live here in the studio Dr. Hanady Ragaei, Professor of Administration and our HR consultant. Thank you very much for your input.
Very much for your time.
Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more with my dear colleague and friend Amal Mukhtar. My name is Nermeen Abdurrahman. Many thanks for watching. Wait for us. Don't go anywhere.